Hello, hi. Welcome to Food for Your Soul. I'm your spiritual friend that strongly believe that we're the mind, body, and spirit individually, but we all come together to bridge that one soul. This is an collective reading for the zodiac signs, the element zodiac signs. And the zodiac signs would be Aquarius water signs. So it'll be Cancers, Scorpios, and Pisces. Cancers, Scorpios, and Pisces. Those are the water signs. So I'm going to pull the cards. Well, first I have to shuffle them, and we're going to pull the overall reading, collective reading for those signs: Cancers, Scorpios, and Pisces. Cancers, Scorpios, and Pisces. Water sign. So I like to shuffle the cards regularly, and I like to split with my left hand. That is close to the heart. That's why I like to split with my left hand. And now I'm shuffling the regular plan deck that I use to bring more of an aligned message. It's almost like step-by-step walkthrough to help you move gracefully within your body and spirit. We're the mind, body, and spirit individually, but we all come together to bridge that one soul. Excuse the background noise. My son, he is moving around. I want to welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me. And you're always welcome here. Collective reading for the water sign, water element. And we're going to go into Cancers, Scorpios, and Pisces. Now, let's ride. This is a reading for the Cancers, Scorpios, and Pisces water signs, collective. Okay. How I read is I read mind, body, and spirit, and also the soul message. And I also read in the mind, body, and spirit of the mind, body, and spirit of the body, mind, body, and spirit of the spirit, mind, body, and spirit of the soul. The soul is us all coming together as a collective. So for the water signs, and that is Cancers, Scorpios, and Pisces, you will have that understanding that when you are dealing with people around you, what they will be dealing with, and also you'll be dealing with at the same time. All right. So going into the mind, and this is for Cancers, Scorpios, and Pisces, water signs. All right. Just for the water signs. Then we're going to move on to the air, then the earth. So for the mind, of the mind this week, from Tuesday to Tuesday, the water signs will be dealing with an internal kind of having messages in the mind, having messages in the mind, a lot of messages. And it's going to be internally. It's going to make you feel like um, it's going to be a mind perspective. So it's going to make you feel like you're having internal thoughts about yourself, moving into your emotions, and it's prompting a lot of thoughts that make you feel like, you have this like this young mentality of thinking. Okay. And it's like, I need to get over my bridge of always in my mind kind of vibration. And that is the mind of the mind. So we're going to go to the mind of the body. The mind of the body is going to be thinking about, water signs. You're going to be thinking about your health. You're going to be thinking about your longevity. You're going to be thinking about how far what you have done, how far you are now, and where you're trying to go. That's the longevity. Your health is it's more of like understanding those thoughts that is internally reflecting, that you are thinking about, that is internally reflecting one's character. That is one of those health kind of energies that we're going to go through. But it also, they're telling me just now, they just gave me information. They just said that we're also going to be going through some health issues as well, through understanding that we're whether it's like it makes me feel like, like this little sick kind of vibration, maybe a head cold, maybe uh, hurting yourself. It's all about healing. It's all about healing, health, healing. So it's going to be that. It's going to be that love kind of energy too. So that's the mind of the body is telling me that it's about healing, health, vibration, healthy vibrations. Okay, the mind of the spirit is letting me know that it's going to be a social kind of thing. It's going to be a public kind of thing. It's going to be an open kind of thing. It's going to be like one would say being in a garden. It's like when you're in a garden, you have everybody doing their part to plant the seeds, to water it, to groom the trees, to pick the fruit, and all these things. Everybody have to do their part equally. So I want to say, when it comes to the mind of this spirit, that they're telling me that we have to be very careful with thinking, and that is Cancer, Scorpios, and Pisces. Be very careful with thinking about how everyone is not doing their part. Just do your part, because it's going to be, you're going to be in the mind going through some very childlike thinking, like, I'm looking at somebody else's effort, then I'm looking at my own, and I'm looking at my own and it reflected off of somebody else's effort. It's like having that kind of feeling that, oh, I didn't go this far because of this person. You be very careful with that, that kind of energy, that kind of vibration. Be mindful that that does not serve you. So that is the kind of getting out of your head a lot and putting more healthy energy into the body. And reducing stress, with thinking that, maybe this is time to rest, maybe this is time to kind of regroup, and that is the mind vibration. Now we're going to go into the body. The body of the mind is a soul connection. The body of the mind is letting me know that you're going to be thinking about judgment. You're going to be thinking about all those things that you probably going to be judged on, because you feel like you should. It's like going back on that, my longevity kind of vibration. What have I been doing? What am I doing now? I don't want people, to be looking at me like I should be doing better. Putting all this pressure on yourself, and also feeling like people are putting pressure on you. So you're gonna go through this judgment kind of thing, and the body of the mind. All right. So in the body of the body, got to turn this card around. The body of the body, it is to say that, I mean, yeah, the body of the body is to say that you're going to be starting fresh. All the water signs is going to be starting fresh within this brand new way of behaving, of understanding the way our thoughts is, understanding our judgment towards things. You're going to be starting fresh. So let that go. Let certain things that doesn't serve you, let it go. And that's a form of your health. Okay, that's a form of your longevity. It's looking at the past and the present, and worrying about the future. We got to let it go. We got to clear our mind. Don't worry about the future. Just only be in the now right now. And that's for all the water signs. And that's Cancer, Scorpios, and Pisces. Your body is going. The body of the body is telling me that there's a fresh start in that. There's new beginnings that being formed from that. And there's relocating in this vibration. Relocating in this vibration. So we have to know that this is going to be a route that you take that is different. So you're going to be traveling in that nature of a fresh start, of new beginnings, to let your judgment go, to understand that as you are in your mind thinking, we always pull on, how people are judging us, how we're judging ourselves, and how we should be performing and stuff like that. Allow that to Allow that to go. Okay. And that is the body of the body. The body of the spirit is telling me that this is time to finesse. This is time to sit back and relax. Explore your innocence of healing yourself. Explore your innocence of healing yourself. Start small. And it makes me feel like now they just told me that, like, I don't know, we're having thought process of kids, because that longevity comes inside, and this the body of the spirit is telling me that, maybe you don't have kids, the water signs, and you have this desire to have kids, or maybe you do have kids and you have this desire to understand them more. It's like making me feel like, don't overstrain yourself of thinking. Don't overstrain yourself of thinking. Allow yourself to start small. If you do have kids, start small, build that up. And if you don't have kids, it's like start small, heal yourself, because in a sense they're telling me that you have a bit of innocence in you that needs to be a little bit cultivated. It needs to be more understood and need to be finessed. Okay, need to be finessed. All right, and that is the body of the spirit. Now we're about to move into the mind of the spirit. The mind of the spirit is telling me that you're going to be juggling a lot of things. It's this two passionate things that you're going to be juggling, and it makes me feel like I'm juggling like my thoughts and how I should perform. But it also making me feel like this is business as well. This is business as well. So it's going to be a internal juggle than an external juggle. So allow yourself to internally reflect that and get things in order within that. Don't overextend your mind to run down those dreams, those stories that you can make up to satisfy your shortcomings of emotions. Try not to do that. And that's the spirit of the mind. The spirit of the body is telling me that there's a lot of success in you. There's a lot of power in you. And there's a lot of happiness in you when you catch that vibration. So we got to make sure that we're not juggling, internally juggling things that we should be doing that we're not doing in a way to where it does not bring us happiness. We have to make sure that our success lies in our happiness, and that's ultimately our power. So it's telling me that the spirit of the spirit is telling me that I'm actually looking at the Joker card. And the Joker card is a masculine energy. But the Joker is like, the Cancer, Scorpios, and Pisces, y'all can easily get emotionally and play yourselves. So it makes me feel like you don't want to bring in that Joker masculine energy. It's like bringing that masculine energy to a feminine element, which is the water element. And so you always think about how masculine you can be because that water is in you, and the masculine sometimes come out through your head, the way you think. So you want to be very mindful of how you are thinking, because that can easily get you to be the Joker, and that will be ultimately playing yourself. And that's the spirit message they told me. Now we're going to move into the soul. And this is the soul message for how you're going to perform and how people are going to be performing around you, but better how to understand how to deal with your surroundings. Okay. So, and this, the soul of the mind, you are very much emotionally equipped to deal with anything. I'm looking at the King of Cups. You're very much emotionally equipped to deal with anything, and you will deal with it, and you have to believe it to be so. You're going to come out great this week. You're going to feel a lot of emotional satisfaction. You're going to feel connected to a lot of people emotionally. We have to keep in mind the things that we talked about within how much we strain our mind, how much our emotions is, how we put so much emotional attachment to things, to where we embody it as we're not doing what we need to do, our purpose, but you are, and then you're going to grow into learning how strong you are emotionally. And that is the spirit, that's the soul of the mind is telling you you're going to be very strong within that. The soul of the body is telling me that you're going to gain a lot. It's going to be fresh flow. It's going to be abundance. It's going to be like you're going to have this like small increments of money coming from different places, different locations, small increments of and if it's not money, it's like satisfaction emotionally coming from different places. Okay, now the soul of the spirit is telling me that we're so used of arguing with ourselves. We're so used of having that masculine energy of the king that has found a way to be firm within your emotions. And we it's the process of feeling like, okay, am I being punished because I feel like I should be more successful? I feel like I'm being rushed. I'm being whipped into shape. This is a repetition that keeps going on and on and on. Allow yourself to know that within the water, it's very emotional, but you have a masculine mind that's going to be internalized. So you don't want to fall right back into that. All right. You don't want to fall right back into that around people. You want to make sure that you explore your emotions, but allow yourself to know that you're going to have abundant flow with it. And don't and try not to fall into meaningless arguments with yourself or others, and feel like whatever you have argued with others with, that it comes up again. Allow yourself to move in a different way of being emotionally strong, so that don't have that same repetition. All right. And then you won't feel like you're being whipped into shape. All right. And that is the overall reading for the Cancers, Scorpios, and Pisces water sign. Thank you for joining me here at Food for Your Soul.